Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Silence and the Fury, where today we turn our fury on these vampire pirates, and then I guess afterwards there'll be silence, is how that goes? I don't know. Listen, I don't have anything against them in particular, they're just present, which is about the worst thing you can be when there are beastmen around. Also, look at the tiny dinosaur. Aw, he's so cute. You get to live. None of these guys, but you get to live. That'll be fine. So, does this faction... Aha! Currently, they have no army, we are told. Well, why don't we just go introduce ourselves? So they just have the 2 settlements. Really? 0? Okay, no. Oh, I forgot. This island has settlements on it. Okay, so what I was trying to do there was figure out whether it would be worth... putting up a herdstone here, and I think the answer is yes. If I put the stone up here, we get this thing in it, but we lose that settlement. Yeah, let's go make ourselves a herdstone. Obviously, next turn, because this turn all we can do is jump across here. Oh, hey there, y'all.
My infinite knowledge is yours.
Okay, so this army has 4 dragons, a full 4 dragons, and also some phoenixes, and okay, mayhap things are going to turn out to be a little bit more complicated than I thought. It seems like. Well. Okay, so I had already moved you before the end of the turn. Or before the end of the last video, so I guess, yeah, these 2 should be able to move, right? Do I want to bring them east, or do I think we can start pushing west to deal with the lizard men? That city has a real garrison, but like, 2 armies is probably going to be enough, right? Also, actually, am I allowed to have more yet? Yes, we are totally at +4 army capacity here. Do we have the dread to... Alright, well we have rank 10 for new lords. We can get this as well, I suppose. And then is that the most army capacity I'll ever have? Yes. Okay, so 5 total armies is the best we can do. We do not have a legendary lord. So I guess what we want to do here is just start a new army off of one of our existing armies. So do I think we're going to have more trouble conquering this minor faction of lizardmen? Probably. Well, I was going to say probably they're an easier target, but also, even if the enemies over here are more difficult, Torox's army is unbelievably powerful. That said, Morgur is lagging behind a little bit. So if I wanted to bring in a new lord, what would that be? So we have access to beast lords, which are not very impressive. They're just, you know, bestigors basically. A single bestigor who runs an army, and we don't even have access to any fun traits. We could do a doom bull. This guy brings gore. I love gore. Also booze. Also, he drinks all of the booze. Honestly, that's pretty good. Usually craving, I feel like, is a trait that is portrayed in a negative way. Or we could just have the leader of the army be a wizard and thus not have to devote another slot in the army to having a wizard. That's probably what I want to do, I think. So torment utterances give you additional money from raiding. It's not clear to me from the flavor text there why that gives a bonus to raiding. Enemy leadership down. Our own leadership up is fine. The vigor thing is probably a little bit less meaningful for a caster. I do like that. Or cunning. You know, also cunning is good. And I do like the wild casting school quite a bit. I know we have a lot of wild magic already, so maybe I should diversify a little bit, but honestly, it's just very effective. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull in Galak Goreclaw here. Sadly, we are not going to be able to make any upgrades. He didn't spawn with enough movement to drop into encampment mode. So what does this do? Lowers melee attack and speed for nearby enemies. That's fine. We're definitely going to grab Gargantuan Hooves. And then... So armor and defense leading to bonus armor for all of the monstery type units, or a little bit more combat prowess followed by weapon strength bonus for most of the monstery units. Honestly, this seems this skill here seems terrible. Like 15% bonus to weapon strength doesn't really mean that much when you have 30 attack and 28 defense, because you're rarely going to hit anything, and if you get involved in melee combat, you're just going to get killed right away. So even though this skill is bad, though, I do think I would much rather have the weapon strength bonus for creatures. So I think we're probably going to go ahead and grab... you know what? I probably want to get to Arcane Conduit first. That is more important. Gargantuan Hooves, obviously critical, but beyond that, let's do this thing. So you'll notice it only takes 2 skill points to master a spell on a Great Bray Shaman. So let's see, we're going to be fighting elves and vampire pirates. Viletide's actually not bad, but some elf units are pretty armored. Let's actually pick up Traderkin. Strong versus a single combatant. Yeah, we might want a spell that we can, like, shoot at a dragon. So we're almost going to get there. Let's definitely grab Savage Dominion. What is this? Okay, it's just a 2-charge Dominion ability that doesn't cost mana. That's pretty good. And then I'll max out this spell as well. So 2 levels until we are Arcane Conduiting. And actually, I should probably, while we're here... Sure, here's a standard for you to pass around. Growth for your army is probably actually kind of relevant. I don't know that we're going to need spawn wrangling. So magic resistance for a unit or a reduction in the leadership of flying enemies. I guess magic resistance, it seems unlikely to me that that's going to matter, no matter what we do. You know, I'm not convinced that this matters too much. I guess we'll give you missile resistance. We need to give the Gunnarsson Kron to somebody who can actually use it. Probably don't even need a weapon. I guess this gives me something to spend favor on as well, because we certainly know a couple of items we would like to purchase for this guy. Lowers the recharge rate of enemies. Yeah, I guess take a channeling staff. That's fine. We really just don't have a lot of good equipment for that one. Well, we can resolve that to some degree. Do I also want to buy him a Drunken Bravado? Maybe not. You know, I do need to just, like, actually be able to build buildings in this herd, so maybe we hold off. Save some of this favor for next turn. And I am going to have these armies push westward. How far can Kazrak follow? Oh, that's right. Kazrak needs recruitment time. But I guess it can happen next turn, after we're no longer in the middle of a really awkward area to escape. And travel a normal distance, and then do some recruiting. Alright, so that'll walk our fellow across the border there. Apparently at some point we met the vampires. Yeah, you can see some vampiric corruption on the ground around here. Oh no, this is chaos corruption, actually. Interesting. I wonder if chaos enemies are pushing out of the north against them. Is it... Okay, it is them declaring war on me. They have decided the time has come. Well, we were going to declare war on them in a turn or two anyway, so it probably doesn't matter too much. We did it. We moved a character to the province. Oh, and then just a battle. I was expecting there to be a little bit more stuff on the way there. Graktar is camped near the mannish towns of Kelp and Coldust. As suspected, the Beast Lord is gathering his loyal Gors to him, ready to fight back. Using his bestial cunning, the One-Eye sends his forces to surround Graktar's own warherd, trapping him in place. The time to strike is now. With the venom in Kazarak's possession, Graktar is no match, and that blackened chainmail he wears can be claimed by the true Beast Lord of the Drakkwald. So, armor, magic resist... Ooh. As long as he is in melee, just 20% resistance to all damage. That seems pretty solid. That's pretty decent armor. So that looks easy enough. I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that that fight's going to turn out to be a little bit more challenging than it appears. Yes, congratulations, you did it. Now, get disbanded. Unfortunately, we know that that army needs to do a little bit of recruiting. Oh, right, I was going to finish getting profane blessings, because the blessings are actually amazing. So, big speed, big charge bonus, also rampage. Yeah, I mean, it's a downside. I was really expecting it to zoom us over to him when I, there we go. Well, I'm just going to run as far forward as possible. So Teclis here is a legendary lord. He's going to put up a real fight. You can see he has a lot of very fancy items. And he's got dragons and stuff. What I have is Torox. Alright, you, my friend, you've got to get some basic stuff figured out here. So what are we going to... We're going to want to tend toward monstery units, I guess? The Warhounds and the Razorgore herds could go in this army, I guess. We don't really have use for them elsewhere. So that being the intent, we probably want to build this building right here. And then, I don't know, we may as well put some heads on spikes. Given the opportunity, why wouldn't you? You only have 19 of 20 units for some reason. I'm sure it's a good reason. I'm going to pull in some ogres. We got some ogres, right? Do I want pistol ogres? Maybe Mornfang cavalry? It's 300 money per turn. Yeah, you know what? We haven't played with the ogre troops at all. Having troop upkeep does not combine very well with our economic strategy, but we'll figure it out. So, with this balance of power bar, I'm assuming that the two armies we saw is their entire force. I mean, it almost has to be, right? Which means I'm not afraid of this. We can handle this war. The cult of Sotek is already at war with me, right? And I think Eataine is as well, so yeah. Alright, I'll take a decisive victory over some dragons. That's fine by me. Oh, you know what? I should have manualed that so that we could see the Mornfang cavalry. Well, we'll get them in the next one. Let's go ahead and raise a herdstone. We did it!
This is the greatest rampage the world has ever suffered.
Truly, the greatest rampage the world has ever suffered. So... we could... do we want to increase the capacity of some kind of hero to put in the other unit? Or the other army? We could actually get a Gorbel to use as a fighter to back up the new wizard. You could have a Gorbel second in command. That's something, I guess. I'm gonna level with you. None of this seems awesome. We probably don't need to increase the capacity of Minotaurs very much anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. We're not currently using any Gorbals for actual fighting. I claim this reward. Okay. And I defeated Teclis, so my army gets a... Oh, interesting. Every time you complete the Rampage bar, there's a stacking buff that accumulates. That's pretty cool. I might have managed that a little bit more carefully if I had known that there was a reward for doing it as many times as we're going to have to in order to actually get the benefit from that. So we're going to need to upgrade our Gorbal capacity, right? Right now, I couldn't summon another one if I wanted to, I think. Yeah, we are at R2. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're probably going to have to... Yeah, sorry, we have to get him out of this building, because this building, or this herd is the only one that has the Minotaur building. So yeah. A recruit hero, a Gorbal with Corn's Fury. You know, Frenzy is a pretty good trait for a Gorbal to have. Strong, also totally fine, or Perfect Vigor. That's tough to turn down. I think Corn's Fury is also pretty great, though. I'm going to take this one. Perhaps that is foolishness. And so this dude came in at level 16, thanks to all of our stacked up buffs. So... Causes terror... Plus 15 melee attack for all allies within 30 meters. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I like that. We're not going to have a ton of Minotaurs in his army anyway, so obviously this is not amazing. Yeah, plus 15 melee attack, and obviously that affects him as well. And then, you know, these things do not have great base combat stats, actually. Now, we could just take a bunch of charge bonus and try to rely on that to fix all of our problems. It is worth noting that the 15 melee attack from this is not reflected in our stats, most likely. But since we have the ability to use charge bonus to get more attack, I think I'm going to prioritize defense. We're going to want them both, though. And honestly, I may just continue focusing on defense. All right, so we definitely wanted to grab Deadly Onslaught. I'll get the other 2 points in this now. Hell yeah, 45 extra armor-piercing damage. It seems great, and we're like a pretty considerable portion of the way to immortality. Once you have the final level of this thing, if you fire one of those top-level rampages, you can actually buy the appropriate hero at level 20. Which seems like it would be a lovely thing to do. Let's grab ourselves some reserves. And then not nearly as many level ups as I was hoping. Alright, so while you're doing that... Well, I mean, we may as well give you some Chaos Spawn, right? I guess let's do this for the first turn's recruitment. He'll catch up. We'll get there. So, I think once again, what I want to do here is set up an ambush. It is unfortunate that Kazrak needs to be the one recruiting. Because we do need to fill this army back up before we... Do I want... but we do need to fill this army up before we go for that quest battle, obviously. It kind of looks like I might just take some Ungor Raiders or stuff. We don't have the Dread to upgrade our Bestigor capacity anymore. You know what, let's just go for it. I see no reason to wait. We should be able to push these lizard men out of here very easily. We probably need the health. Alright, now we can turn you invisible. Yeah, if we hadn't needed to put Kazarak's army into hidden mode, then probably I would have tried to use them as bait, a less than full stack. You know, hopefully just pray that the opponent gets too greedy for their own good, which does happen. Do I even want to upgrade any of your buildings? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know that I do want much in the way of upgrades at this point. We do need to pull at least something in, though, and I'm not like... I'm fine with just some poisonous Ungor spears, like... Yeah, that's okay. You must be getting awfully close. What is your deal? Oh, right. I was going to have him join up with another army because he has the Harpy skill, right? No. Oh, the chariots. He has the chariot thing. He was going to go join Kazarak. Well, it's going to be a process. I probably want him in that army before we do the quest battle, right? Because it's going to be a bunch of XP. All right, what else do we need on Malagor? I mean, there's definitely some... Let's grab Mantle of Gorok, and then we'll go back and get the other passives. Mantle of Gorok seems very good. Also... Boy, what do I even care about at this point? Stats for my Centaurs. My very, very small number of Centaurs. You got to the onslaught already. Probably more points in replenishment, I guess. That seems okay. So I don't know how many armies they have left. Can we... Okay. Mukip might be their only army at the moment. I do feel like the AI is just... They're not prepared. They're not prepared for the numbers that we show up in. Even when we split our force in half, they're not prepared for half of my normal numbers. Hey, the Dark Elves and the High Elves are still going to be the real problem. And potentially the Reichlanders, but that seems like a very distant concern, I think. Yeah, it looks like most of the other factions in the world are nowhere near powerful enough to give us any pause at all. And it feels to me like we should not allow the Star Tower to continue construction of an army. I don't know if Torox is going to be able to take care of it by himself. What with the walls and everything. Looks like he'll do an okay job. Could be a lot better. I would love to get to select my army. There we go. want you to join up. Yeah, it could be a source of XP and still leaves us with enough movement to, there we go. Enough movement to encamp afterward. Alright, just go straight. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. Feels like just go straight through the wall/gate. It's working for us as a strategy. It's the only thing I can imagine that the AI is doing on these siege battles. Probably try to maintain something here. Get ourselves some razor gores and some poison hounds. That seems okay. Well, that seems unlikely to be worth the money.
Kill or be killed.
I would like to select my agent, please. Nope, don't do that. There we go. I should definitely have rolled you into the army before doing the battle. It's a tiny little oversight. Alright, so you're almost done. So yeah, we're going to get two. We will get exactly enough skill points to do this. So do I want a little bit of replenishment rate, maybe a little bit of bonus income? I guess this. I guess it's better not to cook yourself from the inside with the magic, right? It doesn't feel like Da's going to be too useful over here. I guess what I can do with Da is potentially like run him north. Start getting an eye on the elves again. And Ak, you are going to head this way to help with the Lizardman battle because I don't trust you to do anything important. All right, let's let's try to set a trap. Move forward into the pass, so there's no way around us. You know, this keeps working, and so I'm going to keep trying it. I'm not actually in their territory, though. Their territory starts right at the edge of the city. So probably they don't have to respond to this. That doesn't mean that they won't, but they're certainly not, like, mechanically compelled to. That's the fastest route, really? All right. You know, roads are worth a lot, it turns out. So, for Narn Manripper, what is the spell we want next? The Penumbral Pendulum is pretty good. Occam's Mind Razor is a little less exciting, I think. And I have 50,000 favor. Don't have the population to upgrade you just yet. I'm wondering about just buying some more items, maybe. I mean, we have quite a few characters who could use some Champion's Essence. I'm going to buy 2 and then sit on the money. I don't want to go too low on cash on hand. So let's see. Your Gorbel is going to get one. And actually, he's going to get the Gunnarsson Kron as well. Or he should probably have Armor of Fortune instead. The Sword of Anti-Heroes, just a big damage buff for self. Yeah, that seems good enough. Get you some Drunken Bravado. A Potion of Foolhardiness, actually pretty good on a Minotaur-type character. And then we should probably build something over here. Let's go for... Vision will help us with whatever's going on in the north. We do need to know if the zombie pirates are rebuilding. Yeah, and beyond that, I do not actually think it matters. I will say that I wish the buildings at the Herdstones were a little bit more impactful. Absolutely not. You made your bed, now you get murdered by beastmen in it. You want military access? You know what? Fine. I am a staunch friend of the Skaven, apparently. Oof, I gotta tell you, I have not been feeling awesome today, and I thought I was better, which is why I sat down to record, but I am starting to feel a little woozy again. I'm sure it's nothing, like, bad. I doubt I have the Rona. It's just, I'm on some new medication, and it is known to have some side effects. And we're still sort of in the stage where we're feeling out whether I am going to get side effects or not. So that's probably what's happening here. I probably want Torox to be the one who initiates, just to make sure we get those rampage bonuses flowing. But I'm just gonna have him and Gallic Goreclaw attack over here. We don't need Morgur's help. Right, let us declare victory over this elf. And then declare victory over all of these elves as well. Okay, a Shrieking Blade for Gallic Goreclaw. You know, honestly, for a shaman, a weapon that causes terror is pretty good. Has a chance of just immediately getting you out of whatever combat you get yourself into. Alright, so Unholy Resilience and Lightning Strike. Cool. Don't know for sure that we'll need it, but if we do end up needing it and I didn't get it, I would have felt very silly. It's so easy to just get it. So we finished up Deadly Blade and Primal Instincts. I think that... yeah, this can be next. What is the... training just gives XP to all of your units every turn. Not terribly exciting at this point in the game. I think we're beyond trying to gradually level things up. Also, all of the yelling. Always all of the yelling. I'm actually really glad that the Lore Masters stepped in and hit the blood swamps for me, because that means that I didn't have to declare war on what do you call it? The Awakened, so we can still use them to annoy the Lizardmen for the time being. Obviously, we will declare war on them, and when that is done, we will destroy them. Oh, this area has a ton of vampiric corruption, which is really gonna slow my stuff down. Because we're going to be suffering constant corruption while we're out here. That's right. His army had an open space in it because that was where the shaman went. Well, you know, I might disband one of these Gorgons. We probably don't need all these Gorgons in this army. And I kind of do like having Nah, you know what? It really is just get rid of the non-fight cavalry. We can put some ogres in one of the other armies. We'll definitely be able to afford them at this point. Alright, dodge. Just try to get a good idea of what's going on over there. So, what exactly is this army? Okay, it's just a lot of ground infantry types. Easy enough to conquer, I think. Alright, critical success. That guy is actually dead. Like, outside of the game forever. I'm into it. Sure. You run out of blue line points pretty quickly. Where's that other dude? Okay, he's still many, many turns away. So this is this? Yeah, that seems like a pretty good blood ground. Because if we take this one instead, we lose both of those in exchange for getting that. So yeah, I guess let's go blood this ground up. Who is on the actual attack? Whose army shows up as reinforcements better? Malagor's for sure. I think there's pretty good odds that we can just take this now, but even if we can't... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, even if we can't, we could very easily just starve them out at this point. Our starve-out tactics are pretty much second to none. Why don't you guys take the replenishment? We took a little bit more damage there than I would like. Ah, shoot, that was the wrong... Okay. So you can see when we raise a herdstone in that way, it does cost us population to do so. Definitely not the way we want to be doing that thing. Have Malagor stand here and block in case Huanax finishes recruiting a bunch of units at the beginning of his turn and then wants to rush the really weakened Khazrak. My good friend, you are nearly immortal. Almost ready to be immortalized. Yeah, let's pick up the replenishment. It feels relevant at this point. I am happy to see, though, that I'm allowed to create a herdstone after the fact. It makes me feel a lot more confident that we'll be able to actually get the cities up north, the objective cities, checked off on our objective list. We'll just run up there and build herdstones in them. So, I guess, yeah, more chance of magic items. Like, obviously, we're not fighting men right now. We will be eventually, but I'm talking about, like, very eventually. Maybe I'd be better off just continuing to upgrade these. Oh, you know what? We need a new Battle-Scarred Ungor Raider. And then probably like another 2 Champions Essences. Yeah, I guess really we're waiting on these central population upgrades. All right, who has items that are worse than the thing we just picked up? So it goes in the talisman slot. You already have perfect vigor, right? From something else? Yeah. Okay, so it's less critical to get it on you. We definitely have other melee combat characters in the situation here. You already have a Champion's Essence. Okay, we're definitely replacing Kazrak's terrible talisman. Why can I not? There we go. There we go. You have one already? You do have one already. So yeah, okay. I guess we're justified in giving Torox one, even though he already has a thing that's pretty good. So we're sacrificing 7% ward save for 20 melee attack. I think I'm gonna do it, but I don't know for sure that it's... His melee attack is high enough that he's usually going to hit anyway, is my only sort of hesitation there. Oh, you know what? While we're camping here, I am, in fact, going to purchase an upgrade to the number of Bestigor Herd units we're allowed to run. And we're going to get another one of those in here. Actually, you know what? I should take that, too. There we go. That's what I wanted. Do I want to give him the Centaur as well? Well, I mean, we're going to kick this guy out for the hero when he gets here, so it's probably not totally critical. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling a little weird. It's fine. I'm sure it's just all this bloodlust going to my head. So the Cult of Sotek is kind of advancing on us. I mean, these two armies together could not take the garrison at the Herdstone, so there's no way they're going to run forward into the ambush. But I'm not 100% sure what they are doing. They're just kind of like idly rearranging. And I mean, they must not be at war with the pirates, because if they were, then blood would already have been spilled. But them hanging out in the pirates' land like that is definitely going to cause some annoyance.
Request what you will.
Oh no, they totally are at war. Huh. That's weird. I wonder why Luther Harkon's reasonably large army didn't just crush them then. You know, it's tough to know why Luther Harkon does or does not do anything, though. So if I put you in Juggernaut raiding, we can move pretty far forward, but I think... Yeah, actually, I need to be in Juggernaut raiding. The beast paths do not even get me over here. Now we could consume movement and run him forward with Morgar to burn these down. Or consume momentum. It's probably worth it. Let's catch them while they're looking vulnerable. I should probably be in normal movement because that way my troops won't be tired. Oh, right. We don't have the extra rampage level up right now. Well, now don't I feel like a fool? Alright, Korgoth, the Bray Shaman of the Wild. Hooray! Arcane Conduit. So as ever, foolish enemies have wandered into us. The Sentinels of Zeti... Okay, it's a pretty small garrison. Alright, so remember you're allowed one of those fallbacks per turn. So now, totally stuck. I shouldn't have got at him with just Kazrak's army, because it is not recovered yet. Alright, let's finish Mantle of Gorok, like I said. It does seem like an incredibly powerful spell. I know it's very expensive, too. And as such, I will probably never cast it. It's definitely a negative trait. So... what do we want to do with Da? Yeah, all right. I think we're just gonna do an assault here because I just need some tasks that I can succeed at. Not that I will necessarily, but that I can. And man, I don't know. Try to get over there in time. I'm not confident that that's gonna happen. May end up just getting left behind as we surge northward. And then it feels like we have a lot of resources, but I don't exactly know what to do with them all. Got a fair amount of dread and a lot of favor. How is Goreclaw's? I would love to select my dude. There we go. All right, we have the resources to build up the central building, but I did not leave us the movement necessary to begin. Interesting. They're just fleeing. I guess that makes sense. Morgur is visible right now, so they know we're advancing on them. Or no, sorry, that's Galek. Yeah, these are Morgur's icons. And even though Galek is obviously pretty new, neither of their armies are full, and I can see the retreat. It makes sense. That said, obviously we do not allow them to escape. Alright, got an ambush. You are not allowed to retreat from an ambush. Show me another ambush? Wait, why did it change my selection to Galek? There we go. If you're raiding, you have enough movement. Funny how that works. You tell them there's going to be a little bit of money and maybe some free cheeseburgers, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I guess I could come out. So we defeated a legendary lord that was at the head of that army that I didn't even realize, and we got to capture more casualties post-battle. Okay. There's my harsh rampage. All right, excellent news. How badly do I want to have Torox just turn around and accompany Morgur up into Pirate Town? I mean, we have plenty of momentum to work with. So there's a 20-unit garrison with currently 20 units guarding it. And the stuff we can see in these armies is pretty impressive. Like, that's a lot of depth guard. Obviously, the zombies are a little bit less impressive, but the zombies with guns plus elite pirate warriors in heavy armor, it's still a cause for concern, it turns out. Alright, for right now, we'll take it easy. I'm hoping they'll just move away. So I don't want to antagonize... Oh, you know what? Somebody should probably deal with that. That is a whole army of dudes headed right for... Alright, I think what I might do here is reverse course a little bit. This is going to be very expensive. Yeah, I may as well at this point, right? So they're not in march mode. They are not bound to fight us. They could just retreat. Wow, 1,200 favor per turn in raiding profits, huh? And then I vanish like I was never here. Okay, so now if they wanna march west, they're gonna wander right into an ambush. You do not have the ability to go back into encampment mode. I didn't mean to move them in the mode that they're in. Probably, obviously, because it yielded no benefit whatsoever. Alright, nice easy victory. Well, you know, I don't think there's any good reason for us not to do the raise. Or the loot and raise, rather. At this rate, we're going to have more Favor of the Dark Ones than we could ever possibly spend. Alright, so this is the Chariot skill. You are also going to be the Chariot Commander. I wonder how many turns we are away from that dude catching up. Wait, oh, okay, he's over here. That's not too bad. I would like to fold him into the army prior to prior to the quest battle. So Chariot dread cost is not super high. Yeah, we could maybe manage that. Cut down on the crappy troops by just a little bit. Malgor is somehow still leveling up. Nobody can stop him. I said I was going to get these passives. I probably should. So improved power recharge rate every time you cast. Seems like exactly the kind of time that you would want it. And what to do with 48,000 favor. Sure, let's do that. And then, sadly, we can't even look at Gallic's army. Okay, we'll spend the rest on Gallic soon enough, I'm sure. Alright, and it looks like if we want, Kazrak can pick that dude up next turn and then jump over to the quest battle, which doesn't... I hate to do this. I hate to jinx myself. But that quest battle just doesn't look that difficult. Now, we potentially have some vulnerability up north because if the Sentinels of Zeti trained an army like up here and then pressed eastward, that could be annoying for us. Ah, they have no army right now. Well, never mind then. Wait, did I miss a... I think I missed a settlement down here. Yep, I sure did. A rival beast lord is called a Brayherd to war and demands that you join his ranks. Absolutely not. I don't even care about horde growth. Get out of here with that. Alright, Malagor's gonna have to take a little detour to clear up the Golden Colossus. That does need to happen. Which I guess gives Kazrak time to come over here and pick up that Wargore. Oh, right. Sorry, I have to get something out of the army first. Yeah, right? Or is it an archer, maybe? It might be. Kind of a lot of archers, considering how bad of a unit they really are. Okay. So, are there any other big changes we want to make here? We could raise recruitment for chariots and like kick out the 2 Ungors. I kind of like having a couple units that have access to poison, just for helping to bring down the really big and impressive enemies. But maybe the better way to do that would be with more chariots. We could also get more Bestigors. We're bringing in Dread quickly enough that is an option. You know what? I'm going to leave it like this. We're going to heal up, and then we can tackle that quest battle pretty easily in the very near future. Man, you cannot... What is wrong with my Gorbals? Why can none of them do anything right? We should have a pretty easy 20-on-20 advantage here. Also, the enemy failed to spot my ambush, so I guess let's just go ahead and have at them. So, if we make this a lightning strike, it prevents reinforcements from arriving, which doesn't seem all that relevant, but a thing that this tooltip doesn't mention, but that you can see by mousing over ambushed enemies, is that if you engage battle with a lightning strike, if the attacker engages with a lightning strike, the defender gets a 5-point leadership penalty, at least through the beginning of the battle, for being attacked when not prepared. I can't believe that was the army composition they were using. Just oops, all dinosaurs. I guess, in case you ever need to try to wound someone, it's hard to imagine. So we may as well just go ahead and go up here and finish them off, so I don't have to worry about them continually pressing in on us, trying to sneak stuff past me and burn down my herdstones. How do you even do that? It's a big rock. It'd be like burning down Stonehenge. So I guess Galak and Morgur are going to approach the Awakening, and hopefully when we get close... Wait a minute. How far can you move? Really? You know, I sometimes forget that most of our lords have like huge amounts of bonus campaign movement, but honestly, he should too, right? Like almost everything we have access to. Did I remember to... Nope, I totally didn't. I bought you an Ungor Raider for a reason. Well, alright, maybe when I say these two will creep up on that settlement, I really do mean creep. And remember, if we don't save enough movement to go into encampment mode, we're just going to get torn apart by vampiric corruption every turn, so very important to make sure we're doing that. I don't really want anything else here. I guess we have the money. I may as well build a Centaur building. Somebody's got to use all these Centaurs, and I don't honestly know if any of our armies are anymore. I was thinking maybe we would try to jam through the quest battle here in this episode. I do like to try to get at least one real battle in per episode. I hope you will forgive me if I instead call the episode here and go lay down. Because I'm not feeling my best right this second. What is going on in the east? Hold on a second. Before we call it, what Sylvania, what's happening? Hold on, let's diplomacy. Let's see how Sylvania's doing. Because it seems like the vampire nation of Sylvania just declared war on everyone that they could reach. They are strength rank 3. Wait, their capital's up there? Oh, I guess, no, that's normal. That's where it normally is. I was just like, it feels very far north, but I'm still used to the map from the first game, which is just this area, and so Vampire Town is in the south. Yeah, they're just at war with everybody. And it is worth noting, those notifications were not other people declaring war on them. It was Sylvania declaring war in each of those cases. I have no idea what they think they are doing. It feels a tiny bit not interested in your own well-being to me. Anyway, like I was saying, I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to lay down for a little bit until my head stops swimming. When you come back next time, tomorrow, battles galore. We got a quest battle coming up. We got a couple of big settlement fights. It is going to be a bloody one. And we'll see you then.